So I want to show you today how to make a Google site. So we are here at just google.com, and you can start by going to the address bar and typing sites.google.com in the address bar, or we can click on the apps over here on the right and choose the one that says sites. So when we go to the sites, it will show you any of the old sites that you have had, but Google has recreated sites and now has new sites and classic sites. So if you would want, you can click on the New Google Sites tab, and it'll show you any of new Google Sites that you have. So right now I have 3 of them in here, but I want to be able to create a new site, so I'm just going to go back to Classic Sites, and I'm going to click the Create button. But when I create, I want to create a new site and not a classic site. The new sites is a lot more user-friendly and has a lot more things that we can add to it. So when we click New Site, it's going to open up a brand new site for us to use. So when it opens, we see a blank page. So we can add whatever page title we want. We can call it whatever we would like. So if I want over here on the left-hand side, I can call this site whatever I want it to be. So this is my site 1. And what that's going to do is it's even going to save it as site 1. And I can call this one my home page. I can then go over on the right and click themes and change it to be whatever theme I want. I can make it pink, green, purple. I can change the format of the text, whatever you want to do, whatever suits your style. And then what I can do is I can add new pages. So if I go to pages, I can see that I have just my home page right now, but if I click this plus sign at the bottom, I can add a new page. Page 2. And on page 2, I can then add new content. But within the pages, you can also add subpages. So if I add a new page, I can call this page 2A, and I can make this a subpage. So all you need to do is click and hold on the page that you just created, and if you drag it, you'll notice either a box or a line. The line means that you can move it and replace it between 2 things, or I can put it where it's a box and it will make it a subpage. So now under page 2, I have page 2A. I can add another one, make it 2B, and now I have another subpage of page 2B. So that's going to also show over here. So I have my link to my homepage, and then I also have this drop down now for page 2 with page 2A and page 2B. If I want to go back to my homepage and I want to actually add some things, I can come over here to Insert. And in the Insert tab, I have a lot of different things I can do. I can insert a text box, I can insert an image, I can embed something, or I can insert from Drive. If you scroll down though, you'll see a lot of other things that you can insert, such as a table of contents, YouTube videos, maps, docs. You can insert some Google Slides and sheets and forms. There's a whole bunch of different options for you, as well as a couple of layouts which are similar to things that you see on Google Slides. So say I want to add some text. I can just click the text box and a text box will appear. I can keep doing that and I can changing it to whatever I want it to be. So maybe I want a heading box that says text box, and I can insert a new text box underneath, and I can put whatever data that I want to put in here. If you want it to format, you can even move these things around. So if you look at when you go back to the box, you see these little sections with dots. That's a place that you can grab. So you can either grab here to rearrange the order of your text boxes, or inside of the box we can grab here and we can move text boxes next to each other. So above, directly below, to the side, whichever thing you want to do, and now it looks like they're attached. We can also add images, or if you want to just click from Drive, it will find the most recent things that you have in your Drive. So I have my Google Drive, and I maybe want to add some sort of image or video. I can add those by just simply clicking and dragging it into my presentation. So now I have a video inserted directly into my site. I can take this video, I can resize it, I can rearrange it, put it wherever I want. So maybe I want it next to my text boxes instead of below. Now I have it next to my text boxes and I can resize however I would like to resize. So Google is very user-friendly this way. You can add whatever you like to each of your pages. You can also create a footer for your pages. So this would be a good place if you're creating this and you want contact information at the bottom of your website, or if you want the students to put their names on it to get credit for it. There's different ways you can do that. And if I wanted to now take this page and I wanted to share it with somebody, I can click on this little plus person up here on the top where it says share with others. And when I do this, I have a couple of options. I'm able to share with things for people to look at the draft, and I'm able to share my published version. So when I look at this, I have published and I have draft. So if I want someone to collaborate with me on this, I can add people's names, or it says anyone at Appo School District who has the link can view. So I can send them a shareable link, which is right here, and I can share it with them in order for them to edit as well. I can type their names in down here, and maybe I want to share this with Ryan Hammer because he's my co-teacher. I can then share that here, and I can choose what I want him to see. He could either edit it, he can look at it when it's published, all of those things. I can even prevent him from publishing it or adding new people. So say I want to make sure that I overlook it before it gets published, I can check that even though he's able to add things for me. The other thing we can do is when it's published. So when you publish a website, that's when you make it viewable for everyone to see. So essentially that's your final button that you're going to push once you make your website and you are ready for everyone to look at it. So when you publish it, you can change how it gets published. So either everyone can view and publish it, or anyone at Appo can view and publish it. So I can also click this publish button. So although Google saves everything as you go, in order to have it visible for people to see, you have to click publish. So if I want to publish it and I want to call this Site 1 Fogio, I can then do that, and I can change who gets to see it. So if I click publish, it will then publish it. So now anyone who has this link in Appo School District's domain is able to see it. So here is my link, and I can just click copy link, and it will be able to be shared with whoever I want to share it with. Anytime you make changes to your website, you want to make sure you re-click the publish button in order for the updates to show on the internet. So you can come back here and you can still look at your published settings. If you want to then unpublish your website, you can also do that. So if we look at our settings, it'll come back to what we call it. So here is our link to be able to share with people as well. If we want to kind of quick view what our website would look like, we can click this preview button. And preview will now show us what everyone else gets to see, whether they're looking at it on a laptop, on a tablet, or on a smartphone, which is really neat to see. And then to exit, you just click exit preview. So Sites is really cool, and I really like being able to use it. So an example site that I have is one that I started to make for factoring quadratics. And this way the students are able to look through this site and work their way through how to factor different types of quadratics. I will also post this site for you to take a look at and make a copy of if you want to edit and play around with it, and that way you can look through it. So in this you can see different links that I have used, different ways that I've added videos, and different formatting that I have used. Hopefully this was helpful. Thanks, guys.